Hello there guys, this is Stranger Hydra 9 and I'm back for another gameplay commentary. Today we're looking at IGN's walkthrough of the map Abandon coming up in Halo 4, and just want to take this time to say we're less than a week, oh wow, that was a sweet melee. But anyway, we're here. This video is courtesy of IGN, and what we're talking about is the map, Halo 4's map, Abandon, which looks pretty good, and I'm going to talk about a couple things like they're saying that this is kind of a competitive map, etc., etc. But I just want to talk a few things about the change in Halo's competitive maps. And but first I want to say one thing, and this is the probably the biggest point in this video, and this is why I'm calling this video an ode to Reach, is I want to say thank you to Halo Reach, because in a lot of my videos I kind of said, kind of pointed out the weaknesses of Reach, and there are a lot of weaknesses, but Reach is almost over. I don't believe it's going to have the fan base that Halo 3 did, and that it's going to survive long past the Halo 4's launch. Of course, some people will still be playing it, but I don't think it's going to have quite the longevity. And I just wanted to take this time out to say thank you to Halo Reach, and also get you guys thinking, what good times did I have in Reach? Because we're always looking for the next new thing, but very rarely do we take a look back at what we do have and kind of appreciate it. And I do appreciate Halo Reach, and I appreciate Halo 3 more than I can say. Halo 3 to me is still not done. Reach is about done. And so I want to take this time to say thank you, Halo Reach. Even though you did have some weaknesses, you were still probably in one of my top 5 favorite games of all time. So I just wanted to take that moment to really say thank you, Bungie, and thank you, Halo Reach, for some awesome times. And I want you guys to take a minute and think about what great times you had in Halo Reach before we move on to Halo 4. So on to the map Abandon, what I was talking about in terms of competitiveness. A lot when they're talking about what's this Kynan Pierce, which is the lead level designer. If you want to watch the original video with his commentary, is they're talking a lot about like all the jumps now are makeable and things of that nature. Basically, the maps look super good, especially this section of the map I really like, and I think it's going to be awesome. What's happening a little bit is that the true competitive maps, which to be a really true competitive map, it almost has to be symmetrical, so nobody has an advantage. And, I think this is going to be what I call a semi-competitive map, which means that it's going to be an arena and other game types like that, if they still have arena. But it's not going to be competitive probably in MLG. It's hard to tell until we actually play the map. It could be, but I think that's mainly going to Forge nowadays. And the reason that is because they want to devote their full time to multiplayer maps that are interesting, that have side-to-side variation. And then they're allowing MLG to say, hey, we're going to use mainly Forge maps. Now, that's a questionable decision. It's not quite as questionable this time around, simply because we will have 3 Forge landscapes to work with. So we have a lot more, in essence, to work with, and it's going to be a lot easier, I think, to create really good Forge MLG maps than in Halo Reach and Halo 3. And that's why in Halo Reach, Halo 3, they kind of had to have some competitive maps straight out of the gate, because Forge system wasn't quite as good, or was more primitive, I should say. Not quite as good, but more primitive. And but this time around, Forge looks really, really good. Especially the audio sticking to like each other's buildings. So often in Forge you're in there and it's like you can't get angles quite aligned right. So this auto sticky effect where they just mesh perfectly together is just going to make things hugely simplified, in my opinion. And look at the cool skin on this weapon right now as he's shooting. So that looks really neat. So I'm unbelievably excited for Halo 4. I cannot believe we are this close, guys. And another thing I wanted to talk about in this video is obviously the Halo 4 map Abandoned. And this map looks pretty good. I like the low side a lot, like where we just were in the video, where, you know, you have the kind of like crates, you have a lot of angles. That looks really good. That reminds me of the pit in some ways, where I think there's going to be a lot of interesting fight dynamics. Up here is pretty decent. I think that this is going to be I think this is going to be overall pretty solid map. The Kynan Pierce, the lead level designer, like I was saying again, was talking about the use of jetpack in this map. Now that's still confusing to me, because as far as I know, the only confirmed armor ability that's kind of near jetpack is Thruster in Halo 4. So I'm not sure if they're going to include both, you know, Thruster and jetpack, or what the deal is there, guys. We're just going to have to wait and see, basically. Forward on to Dawn's been awesome. I'm just super pumped at the moment. And what I want to talk, well, now see, this is interesting. I mean, this map overall is going to be pretty good, I say. I would rate it about a medium, like a, let's say 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. It does remind me in some ways, and I will say some ways, because it's mainly on the lower side of like Green from Guardian. It has some Guardian components. Now, there's some places in the map that I don't think are going to be quite as good. Like up here, it seems to be a little, yeah, especially, you know, to the very high side of the map, doesn't look quite as strong. But we're just going to have to see. This bottom portion where he's at right now looks really good. It looks very sneaky. I like it a lot. It looks like tactical jumps can be all over this map. So I'm very excited to play Abandoned. Another thing I wanted to talk about in this video, and pretty much probably one of my last Halo videos before Halo 4 comes out, is I want to invite anybody who wants to Halo 4 Halo Palooza. And what this is Monday night, Tuesday morning, me and my clan and a couple other people that I know are going to be trying to play Halo 4 for 40 hours straight, and at a minimum 24 hours. So I want to invite people there. We got to have people to create that sense of excitement to keep us going, you know, after, let's say, 16 hours. So I really am excited about this event. It's an event I had thought up. I'm super excited about. I've told people about, and I think they're super excited. I want you to be super excited about. So anyway, you get Halo 4, you get it on, you know, the 6th, Tuesday morning at midnight or whatever, 3 a.m., 6 a.m., whenever you get it, 8 a.m. that morning. Jump on Halo, you know, add Stringent Hydra 9, you know, just let's play. Let's get this Halo Palooza. Let's make Halo 4's launch a date that we can never erase from our minds. That's what I'm going for. Just a awesome, insane, like, wow night. You know what I mean? Like, I want the first day or two to just be something that's unbelievable. So, anyway, if you guys are interested in that, just hit me up. Send a friend invite to Stringent Hydra 9. There we go. And like I said, Halo Palooza will be starting on Monday night, Tuesday morning. As soon as I get Halo, and trying to continue for 40 hours. But for a good while at the minimum. Did you see just right there, too, where he just was? That really is probably the number one thing that reminds me of Guardian. Did you see the birds? It looks very similar to Guardian. And the outdoor look looks very similar to Guardian. Well, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. The video has come to an end. So I will bode you guys goodbye. And I will see you guys next time. And probably in Halo 4. Hopefully at Halo Palooza. So I will see you guys. Hydra out.